What's up, basement dwellers? I am on the set of Tome. Listen, I know for a fact that mental health is important to you. You wouldn't even be a basement dweller if it wasn't. There's a lot of stuff that we talk about on the basement that is cool, but I want you to be able to focus in, push all the distractions aside, and just be able to focus in on what it is to have peace of mind. So with that in mind, this course is for you. As you go through this process, you are going to come out on the other side freer than you've ever been in your life. So I need you to get $100. I just need you to get it. I don't care if you got to stop drinking coffee. I don't care if you have to turn off Peacock for a month along with Disney Plus. Invest in yourself. Don't just invest in other people's company. Invest in you. And investing in you, you're going to be the freest version of you you've ever seen in your life. I need you to go to thepeaceofmindcourse.com. We're about to roll, about to jump into another episode, but before we do that, thank you for investing in yourself and getting peace of mind. Welcome to the basement, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Tim Ross. I am so grateful that you decided to join us. And whether you're watching us, listening to us right now, iTunes, Spotify, shout out. We love you guys. You keep us in the top 10, and I appreciate that. All of my viewers on YouTube, listen, press B, dwellers, promoters. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting this work. Thank you for supporting this channel. And without further ado, listen, I am with one of my favorite rappers of all time. That is No Cap. And also my blood cousin. And this man is a Grammy Award winner. And he makes some of the most beautiful, thought-provoking music that you can listen to, from bangers to things that'll make you question your whole life. But he is with me today. I don't know what we're going to get into, but I'm just so happy. Man. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to some, and it would only have to be some that don't know him. And I introduce to others, to the 18 people that don't know who he is, none other than Lecrae Moore in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
you. Let's get ready to rumble.
Thank you.
What's up, fam?
It's the first time, but it won't be the last.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on and already reserve your spot for the next time.
Oh, because listen, man, this is so necessary. What you're doing is so needed in the culture right now, and so I'm super supportive.
Thank you, man.
It's the authenticity and the rawness that I think people were missing, and but it's laced with truth.
Yes, sir.
Which is anyway, man.
Yeah.
I had to get that out.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Going. You know what I mean? I can keep going.
I appreciate it, man. No, it means a lot coming from you, dude. Like we stepped out here, man, and it would have been one thing if this was like a part-time gig. Like, hey, I still lead a church, but I kind of do this on the side. But like to step on faith and say, no, this is what we do for a living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We sit down and allow people to have this space to give us the gift of their vulnerability. Yeah. Depending on whatever we get into. So that's what it is, bro.
I'm grateful. Sincerely.
Thank you, man.
For me especially, because I'm about to just go in on a little bit of a tangent.
Hey, bro.
Probably.
Cannonball.
Okay.
You can go wherever you want to go.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's important for me because I, have been a public face in the Christian world for nearly 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Right. And when I was most authentically myself, I was rejected. Right. And I didn't realize or recognize that I needed to continue pursuing that sense of authenticity and that sense of vulnerability. Because what generally happens is a cycle. You're vulnerable, you get rejected for your vulnerability, you get mad, you lash out, do something embarrassing. Now you're ashamed. Then you're vulnerable about what you've done wrong. And then they reject you again. And then you lash out, and then you're ashamed, and then you're vulnerable about what you've done wrong. And then they reject you. And so that cycle just kept perpetuating itself. And it's like now the generations have changed. It's a different era.
Yeah, for sure.
And people are not as I don't know the word I'm looking for, but they're not as like married to these rope rituals and routines that they think gives them a sense of authenticity or self-righteousness. Right. So now people are genuinely looking for who's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's real?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I hear what you're saying that I need to like read my Bible every day.
Yeah.
But is there anybody who can tell me, who can say that from an authentic or real place where it's like, yes, but I'm also struggling with, sleeping with my girlfriend. And so it's like, yes, okay, yeah, read my Bible every day, but I don't know where I can go to be honest about I'm doing this.
Yeah,
thing,
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
all that to say, I've longed for voices to be as real as yours, that were respected and that were grounded in God's word and God's truth.
Yeah.
And they're just, people will say the things you say in public and private.
Right.
Nobody was saying it in public.
Yeah, for sure.
So, anyway, I salute you.
No, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so you gave us a good place to start, man, because I do want to ask you, first of all, let's talk about what 20 years in the public does to one person. Like that speaks to longevity. That speaks to relevancy. Like to stay relevant for 2 decades is not automatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The times change, the seasons change, culture changes. So you have to change with it and then still be relevant. Some people, they were hits in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Lisa Presley died last night.
Yes.
And she was only 54, so young. And I'm looking at the recap of her life, and they're all pointing to like she had hits in the 80s. Right? Like, of course we knew her name and we knew she was Elvis's daughter in case she died. But it wasn't like, oh my God, that song she released last month really captured my heart. No. So to stay relevant for 2 decades is not an easy task, nor is it easy to grow up in front of everybody publicly.
That's boy.
What did that cost you?
What didn't it cost me? What did it not cost me?
Right.
I don't envy any public figure, especially those who have to grow up in the public eye.
Yeah, for sure.
You become weird. Just being honest, you become weird. And a lot of my friends who are public figures, celebrities, they have a quirkiness to them because they never got to develop just that normal process of just growing with people in a very like interactive, interdependent way.
Yeah, for sure.
So they have kind of this like blurred reality that doesn't line up with the way the world really operates and works. For me, I'll tell you what it cost me was, one, it cost me not being able to not care about things that I should not care about. You know what I mean? Like I should not have to care about what everyone's going to say about my wife's skirt when we go to the BET Awards, right? We should just be able to go have a good time.
Wow.
Enjoy the moment, be grateful that God has allowed us to be here.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you post a picture and they say her skirt is not going past her fingernails, you know, her fingertips are beyond her skirt. And she was not, I mean, you can Google the picture. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
But it's that reality where she's like, I don't want anything to do with social media anymore because she's not even built like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's cost me having to, you know, process what many people can process alone in front of the world. And so there's a lot of grace for people who process stuff behind closed doors. It's kind of like you can dip away.
Yep.
And have a mental breakdown and a midlife crisis and all that type of stuff.
Exactly.
And come back outside.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you're in the public eye, it's like, hey, I'm going through a mental breakdown right now, and yet I have to be in front of the world. Or somebody caught me at Kroger spazzing.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't get a pass.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know, you signed up for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But signing up for this, like the what they say we signed up for, and what we really signed up for, ain't the same.
Ain't the same.
Right? Like, because we signed up to like be light, and we signed up to make a positive impact, and we signed up for all of this. But it's like, if you're 26, okay, and you have a public profile, and people know you, you're not going to be the same person at 32
at all.
You may not be the same person at 27, depending on what happened that year.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost like you don't even get to change.
You don't.
Like, it's like who they met you as. You know what I'm saying? Who they met you as at 26, if you're not the same person at 36 as you were at 26, then you have changed, and we will cancel you.
Right. And we have the right to, because we bought you. You know, you are a tangible, consumable product, not a person. We paid money to watch you, to listen to you, to whatever we did, whatever we want from you, we paid for that. And that is who you need to always be.
Wow.
You're not a dynamic human being with nuance and differences. You are just exactly what I signed up for you to be.
Yep.
And you don't get to be anything more than that. And when you move outside of that box, I reject you. You know, I throw you away. And I always talk about, I say, because I've been that person. I've thrown people away because they moved outside of my box.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, man, what are you doing? I did not sign up for this from you.
Right.
And you know what changed my perspective, honestly, is I went to Paris. I had a trip to Paris. And I got out there, everybody talked about how amazing the food was. You know, tried the food. Food was in Paris. I love y'all. Food ain't good. Yeah, food ain't good. Y'all pastries is good though. But I was camped out at KFC because y'all food wasn't good.
They got a KFC in Paris?
They got a KFC in Paris.
Shout out to Colonel Sanders.
Man.
Bailing a boy out.
and the hot wings, they got hot wings at KFC that's fire. But listen, all that to say is I get to Paris and I'm like, man, I cannot read these menus. Right? So I'm struggling because I'm like, I want to try this good food y'all keep telling me about, but I can't read the menus. And so I'm not spending my money on something I don't understand what's going on right now. And what I realized is that there are some really good restaurants there, right? And we went to one of them, but I could not figure out what was on the menu. So I bailed out and went to McDonald's, right? And what I think what we do as a society is when someone presents us with nuance and we got to learn and we got to process like the complexities of who they are as a person, we bail out and settle for something that is familiar. Right? So all that to say is like, that's what I paid for something and you're giving me more than what I paid for, but I don't feel like digging. You know what I mean? I don't feel like digging to see the diamond underneath this. I just want the coal. Just give me the coal. I'm trying to tell you there's a diamond under it. I don't want the diamond. Be coal. Or you're canceled.
Okay, Lecrae. I mean, okay, if you say so. Okay, so all right. So I see everything in pictures, fam. So I'm literally watching what you're saying. So this sounds like you experienced this from album to album.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I can imagine maybe 3 albums in a row, people were like, yeah, that's the Lecrae I love.
Right.
Can't wait to listen to his next album.
Yeah.
And you've been learning and growing. And you figured out a few words in French.
Come on now.
In French to be able to order this thing. And you like, your pastries usually are the only thing I eat, but I didn't know I liked quail.
There we go.
And so now you come back and the 4th album is like, quail is one of the best things. What the hell? This is quail. Quail. Put an echo on it. And then they're like, we hate quail.
Yeah.
I can't believe this fool's rapping about quail.
Yeah.
Forget Lecrae.
Man. Go back to rapping about chicken, bro.
Where's the KFC line? We don't care if you put the same songs on the next album. That's how much familiarity we want. So don't change.
Don't change.
Don't change your cadence. Don't change your topics.
Yep.
Don't change your passion. Because then if I've already committed to you 3 albums in, then what does that say about me?
Me. Don't change because I'm not going to. Don't mature because I don't want to mature. Don't grow because I don't plan on growing. You stay here because I'm comfortable here. You know, and listen, sometimes it's okay to lock in on some things, right? Like you lock in. But at the same time, I think, especially as you get older, you get too locked in. That's how I remain relevant, is I never got too locked in.
Yeah.
I never got too locked in. And I get that from my mother. Shout out to my mother. My mother was, she grew up in the 70s, 60s and 70s. She loved her some funk, some soul.
Yeah, bro.
And when I start coming around with my rap music, she wasn't like, that ain't real music.
Yeah.
This is real music. She said, let me listen. What you got going on there? Okay. Oh, they sampled something from what? Oh, now, okay. And it wasn't like an instant, like, things are changing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like I'm always open to seeing. Now, I don't mean I'm going there all the time, but I'm open.
Bro, okay, so I can identify with you at like the core of who I am. Because it's the reason why I can be 47 and a half right now.
Yeah.
And a podcaster.
Talk that talk.
Bro,
but you don't look 47. Shout out to you.
It's the melanin.
Black don't crack unless you smoke it.
And then you will age in dog years. Look at that 90-year-old man. No, he's 37.
He's 37.
Homie is 37. Okay. Birthday was yesterday. I saw him there. He was smoking crack on his birthday. Yo, so Sammy is clutch. Sammy coming through with the Starbucks.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is the popcorn.
This is the popcorn. This Starbucks popcorn is not a game.
Booyaka.
This gourmet butter flavored popcorn.
Hey, Sammy, you look like Rick Rubin's. You might want to. Just get however you do it. Sammy looks like Rick Rubin's executive producer of music. Yeah. It looks like you look like you were there for the Beastie Boys' first live album. Your vibe is, dude, them shades with that beard and that bald head, bro. I'm feeling it, fam.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You
for
look
compliment,
amazing.
man.
It is a vibe.
It's a whole vibe, fam.
It is actually a vibe.
You look dope. All right, so I'm 47 and a half and I'm a podcaster. If I would have fell in love with the title of pastor or preacher,
wow,
or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Evangelist, itinerant speaker, communicator, it would have been too easy to stay in church.
That's good. That's good.
Way too easy.
That's good.
It would have been too easy to stay in nonprofit.
Wow.
And not pay taxes. The way I pay taxes as a for-profit entity.
Sheesh.
It would have been way too easy. But I'm a 10 of 10 when it comes to change.
Yes, bro.
I don't have an aversion to it. It's literally like I'm doing this until I hear the next thing he wants me to do.
Yeah.
I'll stop doing this podcast tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not in love with this. Like that. I love it. This is where he called me to. I hope it's like 25 years. I want to be like the Johnny Carson of this. Right. You know what I mean? I want to be 70 years old talking to a 22-year-old like, hey, welcome to the basement with Tim Ross. I'm here with a young whippersnapper. And I think the young kid is going to be something in life. And somebody hand me my well, I'm not gonna have oxygen at 70. I'm gonna be a dope 70-year-old. I shouldn't be doing this at 90, but 70, y'all still rock with me in the basement at 70. I promise. If you think I have any wisdom now at 70, I'm gonna give everybody the cheat code at 70. What? So like literally, like change is good.
Okay, talk about it. Break it down.
Intrinsically, God put change into the literal environment. You love spring? Enjoy it while you can.
Wow.
Because it's about to be summer.
Oh, we talking seasons.
Oh, you love summer. Ooh. Enjoy it while you can because it's about to be fall. Oh, you rock with fall? You like the warm, you like the changing of the colors and take a picture. Because winter is coming. Oh, you love the winter. Enjoy it while you can. Because spring is like he built it into the literal atmosphere, fam. Wow.
That's good.
He built change into it. And so we will accept the change in season naturally.
Yeah.
But we won't accept it emotionally, relationally, spiritually, psychologically,
I'm done.
Physiologically.
I'm going home. Goodness.
Bro, you slapping God in the face, you don't like change.
Woo. Woo.
It's a slap to God's face to not accept change. Thank you, Holy Spirit. It is an offense to complain about it. I can't stand winter. Oh, it's so cold. Wish it was summer. But you got on a coat. You didn't have to find a homeless shelter. You didn't freeze to death under a bridge in Chicago. What it really is just an inconvenience. Say that. I'll respect that more. Just say, it's
inconvenient.
It's inconvenient. You changing up the flow is inconvenient. I like the cadence on your first 3 albums. I don't like the fact that you went faster. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dang it. Yeah. I don't like your chopped and screwed stuff. You know what I'm saying? Every time you slow it down, I get mad. Don't talk about candy paint. Talk about, I don't know, Nikes. Whatever the case, it's like if it's not your season, say that.
Ooh.
I don't like certain seasons, but I've learned how to adapt to them.
That's good.
I got a couple of Ugg boots.
Yeah.
Cause there's gonna be about 23 really cold days in Texas. I would have to address it differently if I lived in Newark, New Jersey.
That's good.
But I have to embrace the season I'm in.
Yeah.
So to be, yo, man, a 20-year career is a lot of seasons, fam.
A lot of seasons. And that were inconvenient for a lot of people. But I had to live through them.
Yeah, you did.
You
did,
them.
though.
Yeah. You were visiting. I had to live through these seasons every day. You know what I mean? What my man Bane say? You adapted to the dark. I was born in
Yes. The Dark Knight reference gets you 100,000 cool points transferred into your account.
Man.
What?
Come
you
on.
adapted to the dark. I was born. No, that line was cold as ice, fam. All right, so okay, a 20-year career, dude. I'm telling you, you painting some beautiful pictures in my mind. Because here's how I think about it. Right, you lived through something.
Oh man.
Right, then you wrote about it. And then let's say they sat with it, and let's just say the album was 54 minutes. They sat with 54 minutes of a recap of what you just lived through.
Yes.
And then judged you on it.
Yes. Yes. That's it to the T. I mean, you paid for admission to my trauma and then decided whether or not it was enjoyable for you. It was entertaining enough for you. And threw me aside because it didn't say what you wanted it to say.
I heard everything you said. But I'm stuck at you paid for admission to my trauma.
Yeah, man. I mean, some popcorn on that one.
Man, I'm sorry, I gotta sit with that for a minute, man. That thing tore me up. Because people don't think about it this way, right? If they only see you as an artist, then they don't think about it in these nuanced ways. You have given us the gift of your vulnerability. For 2 decades.
Yeah.
And where most people have the safety to do it one-on-one counseling, process group therapy, you know what I mean? With other people that are on the same journey, the same way, want to get to the same goal of like, you know what? I want to get to the root of my pain.
Yeah.
I don't want to just talk to the symptoms. And I want to heal thoroughly from the inside out and be a better person.
Yep.
It's like you gave that vulnerability to an audience that is like listening to your music, playing Madden for 7 hours because they're trying to escape their pain and calling it enjoyment. Oh, I'm just hanging out. No, you're escaping something. If you play Madden for 7 hours, you're escaping something. Right? A lot of people, we only talk to devices, right? Like oh, you're hooked on porn and you're doing Xan and you're popping Mollies and you're doing coke and you smoke blunts. You're a chain blunt smoker, right? And it's like, and watching Netflix for 11 hours straight,
numbing yourself,
is not medication. I just went on a binge.
Think about that word.
I just wanna. I binge watched so and so. So we think that a person that goes on an alcoholic binge and a Netflix binge are different. Both of y'all escaping something. Both of y'all put something that you needed to feel and or heal from on pause, so that you wouldn't have to pause. Breaking Bad.
Wow.
Better Call Saul.
Wow.
Those are my shows. I can only speak of what I know of. So, bro, okay, man, I could jump. I feel like I'm playing hopscotch.
No, you good.
Even talking with you, because like there's just so many. There's so many things we could discuss. Like, I'm like,
Like, we can go everywhere. We can go anywhere and everywhere, man.
We can go anywhere.
No,
Well, I'm gonna go with the popcorn that you're eating.
all right.
Let's just popcorn, whatever comes to your mind.
Okay. Popcorn, whatever comes to my mind.
Yeah, popcorn, whatever comes to your mind.
Okay. I thought something that was interesting was the reality that I think you were speaking to it on a previous episode.
Mm-hmm.
But it had to do with it was a dual kind of piece. Now, one of them was on relationships and just having healthy relationships. You're talking about accountability and just healthy relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But it was another piece that I think you were diving into, just like how people want to skip the line in order to get where they want to be in life, or so to speak.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, we live in this microwave culture. We live in this, like, we believe in magic.
Mm-hmm.
If I push a button.
Do you believe in magic? And I hope you do.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to push this button and everything's going to change.
Yep.
Like,
And it ain't.
I don't want to cultivate anything. I don't want to build. I don't want to water, plant, deal with all the seasons that it takes for that growth.
Right.
But a part of that cultivation is relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I notice a lot of people, like I was talking to somebody, I forgot who it was, and it was like, well, y'all are devoid of friendships. Like, y'all really don't have any friendships.
Mm-hmm.
And you're wondering how you're going to make it through life. And I would not have survived the last 5 years without healthy relationships.
Absolutely.
But they had to be cultivated to cultivate the growth in me that needed to happen.
Absolutely correct.
And
absolutely correct.
You were pow. I mean, you were lights out on a lot of those particular things, and I was like, man, he is nailing it. I might have commented on a couple of them, but
dude, friendships take intentionality.
Mm-hmm.
They take vulnerability,
mm-hmm.
and they are all risky.
That's the part.
Every single one of them.
That's the part.
And here's the thing. You are never going to have a deep relationship with anybody if you don't risk being hurt.
Talk about it.
Now, why do I say that? Because if you're 30 years old, if you're 15, you've already been hurt in a relationship. So what does our amygdala tell us to do? Avoid pain and seek pleasure. If I got hurt in this relationship, guess what relationships do? They hurt. So guess what I'm not going to do? Be in a relationship.
Right. That's the part right there. Is you running from the thing that actually brings you healing and wholeness.
And this is why when I talk about people that have been church hurt, and they're like, well, I haven't walked away from Jesus. I just had to walk away from the church.
Oh, we're going to put a pin in that too, because we're coming back to that.
Yeah, for sure, right? Okay. I just had to walk away from the church. Well, okay. The whole church hurt you?
Oh, boy.
The whole Big C church hurt you?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Or just Tabernacle of the First Trinity? I hope that's not really a church name that, because they're going to think I'm talking about them.
Yep.
But if Tabernacle of the First Trinity hurt you, then just say they hurt you.
No, the Korean church down the street hurt you too, right?
Right, exactly, right. The Casa de Fe also hurt you. Iglesia Casa de Fe. That church also, every church hurt you. No, that church hurt you, and I understand what it must feel like to be hurt by leadership in the church or the small group in the church, but it was that church that hurt you. Guess what you are going to have to run the risk of? Being hurt again and joining another community. Because you ain't going to heal outside of it. You're going to die.
Boy.
You know what happens to a cell outside of the body? It dies.
Boy.
So you're going to be a walking dead man or woman because a church hurt you. The church did not hurt you. And I can't stand when people get hurt by a certain church or a certain denomination and then globalize their pain.
Yeah. That's good.
This is why I don't fool with the church. And this is my retort every single time. Have you ever got food poisoning at a restaurant? Yeah? Do you still go to restaurants?
That part.
Usually, you just stop going to that restaurant.
Right.
I severely doubt you've been having home-cooked meals crafted by your own hands since you had said food poisoning at this particular location.
That's right.
No, you switched it up and found another place to eat from. So we're not preparing people for the risk of what it means to put yourself out there.
Right.
Because you don't know what you have until you put yourself out here.
Right.
Now, my narrative based on my sexual trauma at 8 was vulnerability is dangerous. After I did my EMDR work and my therapy work.
Come on, EMDR.
Let's go.
Changed my life.
Changed my life too.
Man.
After I did that work, my line now is that vulnerability is my superpower. The subtext is I am vulnerable at the expense of other people's comfort.
That's good.
You ask me how my day going, you gonna know.
That's good.
Don't ask me, because I'm gonna tell you. And if you can't, that's too much information.
Yeah.
You can go. So when let me break it down practically, okay? Then we'll just let this breathe. All right. So you meet somebody new. Okay, you got burned before you meet somebody new. How do I know if I can trust them? Tell them something. Tell them something about you that they were never going to know unless you told them. But make sure it's inconsequential enough that if it winds up getting out, you don't care. And let it marinate for like 3 or 4 months. See what happens with it. You know what I'm saying? I punched a dude in the mouth when I was 8 for, talking about my mama. Well, how you feel about that? Okay, cool. I had premarital sex. A lot. Let's see how you deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to at least put yourself out there and just see, can this person contain me? Can they hold space for me? Can they still love me if they learn something about me that's not just happy, happy, joy, joy?
And you got to be comfortable with you so that you can find comfort in other people. You not comfortable with yourself. You keep denying the reality that you did the things you did or the things that happened to you. And so you can't. How can you find yourself comfortable in the context of a community who embrace you and love you despite what you've done or what you've experienced when you haven't even reconciled within yourself that you have value, worth, infinite purpose despite what's happened to you?
Okay, so the way I would like to synthesize this one, Lecrae, is by saying, you cannot like me if you don't like you.
Boy.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Because you don't like yourself.
Eating some popcorn on that one.
You don't even like you. How can you like me? You don't like you. And if I'm vulnerable and authentic, you're going to like yourself even less. Because now true and false is trying to have a relationship.
Yep.
And real recognize real.
Boy,
you can't fake authenticity. Listen, okay, if this is prideful, I submit myself to my accountability group right now, okay?
Right.
You can't copy this podcast. I hope people are inspired to do podcasts and be real and authentic, but there's no formula that has made this do what it's done. There is authenticity here that has been built off, at this point, 25 years of counseling and therapy as a client.
Wow.
I'm not a psychologist. I don't have no PhD. I don't have a master's. I have a high school diploma and half a semester of Bible college.
Talk that talk.
That's my life. If you want to know my education, where is this guy's education from? Nowhere.
Jesus went to Harvard.
That's hilarious. Jesus went to Harvard. So I am the product of my experiences. That's all I can bring to me. You can't fake this. So the reason why it hits, don't try to look for the algorithmic formula. I wonder how he gets and how did his Instagram, and then how did he get that many subscribers on you? The only thing I have to give is authenticity and vulnerability.
That's it.
That's the only thing I got.
Yep.
And you can't fake this.
That's good.
So when you step into a relationship, if somebody's not willing to bring authenticity and vulnerability from their side, and you bring it from your side, it'll chase them off.
That's it.
Because they're not prepared. Real. They're not ready.
They're
not ready.
Authentic with their own selves.
Yeah, they're not ready.
And that's the crazy part about it is for me, it's like that is, like you said, that's your superpower. That is the connectivity piece for me as an artist. I'm not looking for a hit. I'm not striving to figure out what that thing is that, oh, I know if I just put this here and that there and this here. I'm just being obedient and being real and saying the things that a lot of people are afraid to say. Why? Because I believe that if I show off my scars,
yes, sir,
you will believe that wounds can heal. Right? Because you don't believe your wounds can heal until you see my scars. Like, oh, shoot, that can heal? That can heal? And I tell the story all the time. Like, wow. Yeah, marinate on it. Sit on that.
I need to sit on that. I need to sit on that for a minute. Until I show you my scars, you cannot believe your wounds can heal.
Facts. I went through it's two separate stories. I'll tell two separate stories. One was I was 15, 16. I'm pushing a shopping cart and I'm riding on it. It flips over. My finger gets caught in it. And all I know is that it was a lot of excruciating pain and I saw blood. I instantly grabbed my shirt, wrapped it around my hand because I'm freaking out. I don't know if my finger's in that cart. I don't know what's happening. I just know I'm bleeding very badly and it's more blood than I've ever seen. So I'm freaking out. I run inside. I'm like, help. And the butcher sees me wincing and crying in pain, grabbing my finger full of blood, and he runs over and he says, let me look at it. He looks at my hand. He says, you'll be fine. The hand he weighs me off with is missing a finger. You'll be fine. Now, I looked at his hand and I thought to myself, if he who's missing a finger says I'll be fine, let me look. And I looked and it just ripped my fingernail out. His wound gave me the confidence. His scar gave me the confidence to know, you know what, I'll be cool. I'll be cool. If he's had his whole finger chopped off, then whatever's happened to me will be good. I'll be good. He's still surviving with a whole finger gone. Second thing is
what's happening right now? Please keep talking. I'm just
second.
What the hell?
Second instance is I literally go through like clinical depression, acute anxiety. I don't know what's happening. I think my brain is broke. I'm like, yo, it doesn't work. Something's wrong. And I'm freaking out, right? Like, is this life? What am I going to do? And, you know, as God would have it, I don't know how, but as God would have it, it just so happened that a pastor was preaching a sermon and it came across my feed and I sat there and I listened to it and he started talking about how he went through the same exact things that I was going through, and God began to show up and he got the treatment and the therapy and he just, you know, the medication, everything he needed. He went through this process and he was like, I'm better now than I was before. And I thought to myself, his wounds, his scars are the evidence that my wounds can heal. Because before that, I was like, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
And now I went through all that so that I can tell somebody else, your wounds can heal. Because I'm the evidence. Just like that pastor was evidence, just like that butcher was the evidence. And so I'm vulnerable in my music.
Yes, you are.
And that's the reason.
Yes, you are.
That's why it connects.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Bro, so perfect segue into restoration. That album, because anytime I listen to an album, I have to listen to it straight through because it's a conversation to me.
Boy.
There is no denying the work you've done on your own soul. Wow. When I heard that album, I said, Cuzzo's done his work. Like, and it's resolved. Like restoration, what I heard in restoration was resolution.
Yes. Okay. Talk that talk.
Feel me?
I like where you going.
I'm getting chills saying it. Like when I heard restoration, I heard the resolution in your voice that this is figured out. I'm not on a journey on this part of my life no more. I've drawn some conclusions. This is true. This is true. This is true. This is not true. This is not true. And this is not true.
Boy.
Deal with it.
Boy. You in there.
Bruh. I heard it.
You in there.
I heard it and I'm listening. I'm like, bruh. So it's well, let me say to you, thank you.
Oh man.
For being brave enough to do that work.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Because you could just be the bitter, beard-faced rapper that loves God, but is always pissed off.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And we know those people.
Oh, yes, we do.
We know them.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it takes so much work to go into yourself. It takes no work to go in on somebody else.
Wow. Pause button.
I've never said that in my life.
Sheesh.
I've never said it in my life.
Sheesh.
I need to make sure.
Retweet.
I need to make sure that I don't forget.
It takes work to go in on yourself. It takes no work to go in on somebody else. Boy.
You're literally playing Captain Obvious, going in on somebody else's weaknesses, frailties, and inconsistencies. You suck. You're prideful. You're this, that, and you know everything about your spouse and nothing about yourself.
Wow.
You know everything about your friend. You know everything about your business partner. You're selfish. You're this and you're that. What do you know about you? Nothing. I'm a runner. I'm passive aggressive. If you yell too much, I'll get defensive. I usually bite back like this. I usually shut down. It takes no work to, it's Captain Obvious to be able to read somebody else's weaknesses. Do you know your own?
Man, that's good. That's why we're addicted to reality TV. We can watch other people's problems and not have to deal with our own.
It started with Real World. Puck and Pedro. We were happy to watch them so that we don't have to watch. Oh my, what? What is happening? Please come once a quarter because I think I'm getting more revelations with you here. I'm sitting here like,
come on, talk that
What
talk.
is happening? Bro, but think about it. Reality TV. Let me watch somebody else's reality so I don't have to deal with my own.
Sheesh. Retweet.
I'd rather vicariously live through your reality than to deal with mine. Uh-oh, here comes the grenade. Here comes the grenade. I can't tell you how many people do this with their pastors.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
My pastor wrote a book. My pastor was on a TV show. My pastor meets with presidents. My pastor does this. My pastor does that. And you just show up every Sunday to watch the great adventures of your pastor.
Dang.
And you pray for your pastor and you have faith for your pastor and you believe big things for your pastor. You believe nothing for yourself.
Wow.
Sunday is the reality show you attend.
Talk about that.
So that you cannot deal with the reality.
Boy.
To tend to yourself.
Boy.
Oh, okay. Let's put it into a bar. Sunday is the reality you attend so that it can be the reality in you suspend. So how many people are in suspended animation at their churches?
Boy.
I don't have to live a life full of faith as long as my pastor does.
As long as my So, okay. And then let me just say this in light of what has been said, because that's the FI. That's that F-I. F-Y-E.
That's that fire.
Y'all, please, like, as you're listening to the words coming out of his mouth, resolve to do something in your own life. Like, this does not just like get into your day-to-day living by osmosis. Like, insight is easy. You get a lot of insight. Insight is easy. Change is hard.
Ooh.
Seriously. Because I'm saying you give it, it's like, that's what they do on Sundays. They go for a dose of insight. They go to watch The Great Adventures of the Pastor, which is amazing. That's what but I've been, and I'm only speaking because I've been that person.
Yep.
And I'm saying, like, we're going looking for magic. You're literally going to a magic show. You're hoping he can abracadabra some transformation in your life. It does not work that way. You got to take what's been said and apply it with consistency and persistence on a regular basis in community with other people who can keep you walking down that path.
That's right.
It won't happen.
That's right.
Like,
so Lord have mercy. This is we digging a hole, a good one too. So in between Sundays, what are you doing?
Boy, eating popcorn.
In between Sundays, if Sunday is insight, Monday through Saturday is the invite for change.
This man dropping all bars. Who's the rapper? Who's the rapper?
You are.
Oh, okay. Don't act like you can't rap though. They may not know. They may know.
I got a song to let you listen to though.
All right.
Yeah. If Sunday is the insight, then Monday through Saturday is the invite. And what is the invitation? The invitation is to change. The altar call is an invitation to change. But it doesn't happen all on the day that you walk down to the front.
That's it.
So Monday through Saturday, in between these Sundays, has to be where you're like, I'm working on the change. I'm coming for more insight and more inspiration to continue this change. So we need to be, and this in my 7 years, anybody that went to Embassy City can tell you, you came on Sunday. First of all, we didn't. The reason why our church was never going to be like a 50,000 member church, because you had to die at our church. I was going to put your flesh in a body bag. You went to Embassy City. If I'm lying, I'm frying, right?
Yeah.
You come to Embassy City, I'm going to murk your pride, your ego, your fear, your insecurity. I'm about to preach Jesus and this Bible in such a way that you like, I think I need to go to the church down the street because I got to change if I go. I've heard that my whole ministry career. Like, I don't mess with him because if I go there, I know I have to change.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have to stop having sex if I go there. And not because I'm in there talking about, y'all about to bust hell wide open. You're fornicating. You're lusting. You're dying. You're lying. That wasn't happening. But I was preaching that book with such consistency that it was like, I need to stop boning my girlfriend. Or she don't want to have sex with me no more. I knew I picked the wrong church.
That's right.
No, you actually picked the right one.
Yeah.
Because you have an invitation to change.
That's good.
And change is work.
Yeah.
And work is hard.
That's right.
Which is why most people don't do it.
Magic.
We get it. But the magic show?
Can you just abracadabra me, please, Pastor? Can I just put together the right sermon that'll make everything different?
It won't. It won't. It won't. You just need to start paying your bills.
Woo!
You shouldn't have a Gucci purse driving a Kia. It don't match. You got Louis Vuitton luggage in an apartment.
Oh man, I know y'all toes hurt.
You have $11,000 worth of Louis that could have went towards a down payment on a home, a townhouse, something that could be appreciating for you,
Man,
in an apartment,
man,
that you pay $3,000 a month for. And you talking about you blessed?
you going to get that good word on Sunday though, huh?
You about to go watch the next adventure of your pastor? Episode 11 was bomb, fam.
Right.
Episode 11. Did you see season 2?
Right.
Of The Adventures of My Pastor? He's dope.
He's dope.
He's dope. He's also a life coach.
Man.
I've
been there.
We not doing all that. We just, and when you do the work, you start realizing like the like it's almost like you start seeing the Matrix lines.
Yes.
That's the thing. When when you start doing work like we've done work, you talk to people within 7 minutes. I'll know like this person's done the work.
Man.
And I'm not judging you. I just know like this person has done. No, and because I actually feel empathy, like massive loads of empathy for people. Because I'm like, oh man, you're just coping like this, and your whole neurosystem is just frayed, and your body's moving all around, and your mouth moves too much, and you can't sit still, and you talk too much, and you know what I mean? Like this green room is important to you, and I'm like, I'm just hungry. Like you know what I mean? You sizing up everybody in the green room, and I'm in the corner, like I don't need to talk to none of y'all. Like I'm good already, you know.
And they don't know you know that about them. That's what's crazy to me. Like they really think you don't have their IP address. They really.
Craig, stop playing now.
They don't realize.
That is a beautiful way to contextualize it.
You're not hiding from anybody.
I have your IP address.
We see you. We see you. Your comments online are, I know what's really going on behind user 22587. Like, what are you doing? I'm just saying. It's the Matrix lines. Oh my God, bro. It's the Matrix. Like you, bro, I'll never forget this to the day I die. I remember I put out this album, #1 album in the country, right? And so I said, hey.
Which album was it?
Anomaly.
Yes,
right?
sir. I remember.
#1 album in the country. Beat Maroon 5 was crazy. By the grace of God. That's what you gotta say when you don't want people to think
this is an anomaly.
Yeah. So I go and we're talking to my team and say, yo, let's try to figure out if we can do a partnership with a major label. So there's like this bidding war, all the major labels. And I'm going into these offices and listening to these CEOs, these people that folks are aspiring to be. I won't name names, but these are the people you're looking at, wanting to be like. And I see all of the IP addresses as soon as they open their mouths. They say stuff to me like, you know, we want to make you the biggest thing anyone's ever seen. And I said, oh, you must think I'm as insecure as you are. You must think that I don't have a sense of self-worth and purpose in the way you don't, because this is what you're feeding me.
Wow.
You're feeding me. You're telling me I'm about to commit to partnering with you in putting out what I believe God has told me to say in art and music. And the best thing you have for me is that you want to make me big. That's funny. I remember someone else telling someone that they'll give them the world.
Ooh! Bro, I don't know if I've been this close to cussing. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I probably lost 500 subscribers even saying that. This is a grown man who can defend himself. But y'all gonna learn to back up off my cousin now. I'm dead A on that. That man loves Jesus and he knows the book. Some of y'all have never even been presented with a sliver of the scenarios that he's been presented with. You have never been in the rooms that he's been in. You've never been in front of the people he's been in front of. And he still has maintained his faith.
Boy.
Some of y'all can't go to the club on Friday and stay saved. You can't get through a birthday party at your cousin's place. Like, let's just stop. Like, back up off my cousin, though. If you don't think this man loves Jesus. Yeah, well, you're still stuck on the Journey 4th album. Shut up. But he said this, and I didn't understand. Shut up. Just shut up. Unless you have the opportunity one day to have a conversation with him face to face, you have no idea what he's thinking.
Boy, and listen.
This is why I don't come for people.
It's good.
This platform is never going to come for somebody that I can't talk to in person.
That's good.
Because I'm missing something.
It's good.
No matter what I'm hearing.
Wow. That's mature. That's grown folk talk right there. Because you know what? It's easier to go in on somebody else than to go in on yourself.
But that's real talk, though, man. We literally, I've heard a bunch of people say some reckless things, but without follow-up questions, how do I have full context? Wow. I don't even know where that came from.
Wow.
Why am I going to say something about it? I don't know where it came from. I see behaviors that I don't like. I see people say stuff that I don't like. But until I get to ask some follow-up questions, I have no context to what you meant when you said that.
That's so good. That's grown folk talk right there. That's mature talk. That's meat, not milk right there.
So I'm sitting here. Dude. Oh, okay. I don't know if I cut you off or not, but all I know is when you said, I've heard someone else say, oh, dude, that was just delicious. Okay,
man.
Whatever. Please keep going.
No, all that to say, you are more naked than you know you are. You are more vulnerable and visible than you know you are. And you think you're hiding behind your manicured Instagram posts in your high fashion and the quotables that you stole from someone else's page.
Yaga!
But you're visible. We see you. You're trying too hard. And if you were really secure and confident in who you were, you would not need to hide behind all them filters. You wouldn't have to hide behind that stranger's car you posed in front of. Right? So I'm just saying, like, and even if you do have it, you've just exposed yourself even more because you don't really have it. It has you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, the matrix lines are all behind your head. It's like, and again, there's nothing wrong with with having things and acquiring things, but again, do you have them or do they have you? Because what it is, once again, you're looking for abracadabra. You think if you go to the mall and you buy that, all of a sudden you're important. If you're driving down the street and that, all of a sudden you have value, you have worth. None of that is going to do it for you. You're never going to arrive there. And so you keep on, pushing for it. Meanwhile, the creator of creation itself comes to earth as a child that needs to be fed and changed and allows us to hang him up on a cross and murder him, and could have flexed harder than anybody and didn't. You know what I mean? But we're out here acting like, what I'm saying, we got it together. And this is what rocked me. Now I'm getting a little extra, but what rocked me is, when you see Jesus on the cross, oftentimes they have the little cloth over him, but when you go and you do the real research, he was buck naked. He was naked, which was done to humiliate him beyond belief, and that was the most humiliating thing they could do, especially in that period of time. So you're telling me that the God of the universe would allow the people he created to strip him buck naked and embarrass him in front of the world, and you think your Gucci slippers is really covering up your reality? He didn't have nothing to be ashamed of, but we do. All right.
If this ain't my cousin, nobody is. I mean, that's big. That's big talk.
I'm gonna jump off you got me. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is? It's like I'm out here. Oh, well, whatever.
Somebody got Chick-fil-A. It's probably for my boys.
Okay.
Bro.
It's God's chicken.
So it is. Lord have mercy. So, bro,
I don't even be getting like this. You put me on this track. You know what I mean?
No. I think we put each other on this track. So, but peep game, I have literally said this in church. There was a sermon that I was going to preach. I don't even know if I preached it before, but the sermon is called Naked Jesus. And literally the crux of the entire sermon is that Jesus was butt naked on the cross, full frontal nude.
Yes.
But because we can't handle his nudity, that's why we cover ours.
You know what? I'm done.
And the bride cannot be intimate with the groom if you have on clothes. Intimacy requires nakedness.
See, I went historical.
Intimacy.
You went spiritual. That was, boy.
So peep game. If we can't handle Jesus's penis on that cross, if that's perverted, then we're skewed in a way that is almost unrecoverable. If we can't look at his nude body on the cross without his penis offending us, we are not ready to step into the type of relationship that we say we want to step in with Jesus.
I just want to pause because I don't think in the history of mankind, Jesus and penis have ever been referenced at the same time. I think you're the first person to do that. And I think when this hits the internets,
dude, this
crazy.
This Israelite is a man who has a penis and testicles. He's a man. He has penis and testicles, and he gets crucified on the cross, butt naked. Do we honestly think the Romans, who have stripped his back open, jammed a crown of thorns deep into his head, nailed him to the cross, was like, modesty, modesty, right? But the bride is sitting up here with like 4 layers on because we want to be, we must be covered. We must be decent. Yeah, you must be decent when you walk down the aisle. You must be modest when you walk down the aisle. But when you get in the bedroom, you still got on a hoodie?
You still got on socks?
Sweatpants?
Sweatpants? I mean, some people do wear socks. Sweatpants.
The no grip socks. Where y'all at? Y'all standing up? Y'all lay down. My thighs hurt. Okay. So anyway, I just feel like you saying that, bro. Nobody else has ever said that before that I've heard except me.
See, look at that.
They don't deal with full frontal Jesus because, again, it's a how do I see me? I can't handle your nakedness because I can't handle mine.
And I go ahead, come on, grenade coming.
What's the first thing Adam did?
I was going there. Oh my gosh, you was about to send me there. You said two things, and I was like, oh shoot, oh shoot,
bro. It's the first thing he did.
Yes,
he covered his nakedness. So what does the second man Adam do? Uncover.
Yo, let me tell you what you did. Let me tell you what you just said. So first of all, I never even put this correlation together till you did this. He's naked. So Adam doesn't have to be. We're Adam.
Yes, sir.
Right? Like, he's saying, listen, I'm going to be all of the things that you're afraid to be and show you, like, the way you need to walk.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yep.
Then you said he put the crown of thorns, dug it into his skull, and I thought, like, yo, Adam, the ground is cursed now, full of thorns and thistles.
Shut your
at the curse
mind up.
And Jesus like, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that.
Okay, leave me alone. Now I'm leaving. I'm leaving my house. I'm going to go get.
He took the nakedness. He took the thorn. Stop playing, man. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we even talking about right now?
I don't know. But
oh my God.
I went through enough trauma. I don't care no more. And that's why I think I love what you do is you don't care.
I don't.
You don't care.
I did at first.
Right.
I did. It was so far out of my comfort zone to talk publicly the way I talk privately.
Yeah.
So because I wanted to be accepted. You know what I mean? Like, because I knew how to preach and do all of that. And so I desperately, I wanted to be accepted here like I was accepted there. Then I realized I'm not talking to everybody. Whereas in a sermon, I'm trying to preach in a way where I hit everybody, because I preach from the back row to the front. The first four rows are saved.
Wow.
I don't preach to the first 4 rows.
Wow. That's good.
They're critiquing my message.
Wow.
They want to know if I'm theologically correct. So they already know the word. They already love Jesus. The first 4 rows. I don't talk to the first 4 rows.
Pastoral insight.
I preach to the back row and work my way up.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm going for the person slumped over on Facebook scrolling while I'm saying, turn in your Bibles to Exodus 3. And they're like,
That's why you built different.
Right? And then I'm going to tell a story that's going to captivate them and make them be like,
what are they talking about?
That's what I do. Okay. Now, and then by the end of the message, I've let the first 4 rows know I did my study time. So back up off me. That's literally the way I do it. Right. This ain't that.
Right.
I'm not even talking to the person in the back row.
Wow.
I'm talking to the person that drove past the church and went to the liquor store and bought a 40 and then drove home.
Wow. I love that.
That's who I'm talking to.
I love that.
I'm trying to help somebody understand that you can live this practically. Now, we got people that rock with us that's been saved a long time, and I love y'all.
Yeah.
Understand, I love y'all. But the people that are already in and can't nothing get them out, that's not who I'm after.
Oh.
The basement is for people that are trying to figure it out, and I cannot talk to them the way I used to communicate to church people.
Man. And you know what?
There's a place for that. I would never bring this cadence to a Sunday morning.
And
right?
That's beautiful.
But I'm not bringing a Sunday morning cadence to the basement.
This ain't no magic show.
It ain't a magic show, fam.
This ain't no magic show.
It's not. It's not.
And your effectiveness just personally, right? Because, like, yeah, it's encouraging to me that somebody's keeping it all the way. He's going to keep it all the way real. But what really pushed it over the ledge for me was seeing family members that we have that they drive past. They done already heard it. Yeah, mama talk about that, grandpa talk about it. I'm good on it.
Exactly, for
I'm
sure.
good on it.
Exactly.
But for whatever reason, they reposting this.
Wow.
I'm reposting this. I'm like, oh.
You saw that?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? You know this?
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
You know he loved Jesus. He talking about God and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, bro. We have atheists that listen to this pod, agnostics that listen to this pod, homosexuals that listen to this pod, deconstructionists that listen to this pod, people that are mad at the church listen to this pod, people that love the church listen to this pod. We were in Atlanta airport yesterday. Yeah, this dude walked up to me. He worked for, I think he worked for Delta. He worked for Delta, and we had already, I guess he saw us, but we were already walking past, and he came and like, hey, man. He was like, Tim Ross, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, hey, bro, I F's with that podcast.
E-double-F.
E-double-F. I F's with that podcast, right? But he said the word, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, bro, thank you. He was like, nah, man, for real, like, you helping me a lot.
That's what it's about.
And I'm like, bro, that's what I'm talking about. Like, sir, you could have used a different set of words to express your admiration. This is where the man is right now.
Yeah. Oh, you know what you said? This changed my life. I quote you all the time. I'm gonna stop quoting you though, because I quoted you at least 5-10 times. So I'm not. First I quoted you. Then I said. Then it slipped to my cousin says. Next it's just gonna be like, cause you know.
Yeah, exactly. Hey man, everything from the kingdom is public domain, bro. You got it. Just rock with it. It's all good.
You said, and it was so true. It rang so true in my own life. Because I went through exactly what you're talking about. You said Jesus did not hang around sinners. Sinners hung around Jesus.
Facts. Facts.com.
I was like, where was Tim in 2015 when I needed this gym?
Wow.
Like, I mean, you may not have had that gym then, but I needed that gym at that point in time, because I was the one like, well, I got to be like, in the dark place, how many shots we doing tonight?
Right, yeah.
Instead of,
but bro, thank you for even being honest like about that. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I was out there because in my mind I'm trying to push to be in the space, but it's like I'm trying to play tug of war by myself against the whole world.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna get y'all over here.
Right.
You don't stop.
That part.
you are done.
Okay, bro. Okay, so I'm gonna tread lightly, but not. Okay. I cannot tell you how many pastors got duped into thinking that they were influencing the world. Because these doors were opening for them to step over there.
Wow.
But they became more like them.
Boy.
Then those people became more like them.
Listen, I'm one of those people.
Right?
Who was becoming more like that.
Yep.
And the sad part about it is, and I'm not blaming church folk, because I have my own will and I'm culpable.
Yeah, for sure.
But because I was constantly criticized and judged, I was like, well, shoot, I ain't dealing with y'all then. I'm going to go, be a light over here, not realizing, woo, I'm stepping outside of my coverage.
Yeah.
I'm outside of my coverage.
I have no bars. I don't have a signal. It says SOS. I don't have one cell tower to ping off of. Where am I? No, that's real talk.
Me.
Yeah, that's real talk, bro.
Yeah.
This is why, the apostles were sent out 2 by 2. We always think about the disciples being sent out 2 by 2. When you think disciple, you're thinking, the mentees of Jesus, right? But we don't understand that when they were empowered in Acts chapter number 2 to go out, they all went out 2 by 2.
That's good.
It was either Paul and Barnabas, and then when Paul and Barnabas fell out, he quickly swooped up Silas, Because he knew I can't keep going out here by myself. He was being led into the regions where the gospel had not been preached.
That's good.
But peep game, homie was culturally contextualized to who he was going to. So he could walk into a city and be like, I'm in Corinth. I know Corinth is all together. Vegas, LA, Miami Beach, and New York City combined. So I know enough about your culture so I can speak it to you this way.
Yeah.
Without compromising my values. And I got Silas here.
Wow.
And I got Timothy here.
Wow.
And I got Luke here.
Wow.
So I'm never walking in by myself.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we walking in 2 by 2.
Yeah.
And then it's like, Craig, put that shot down. We can be here with them, but we can't act like them. The bigger witness is not going to be us saying, why are you drinking today? The bigger witness is going to be at the end of the night when we still sober and they not.
Wow.
Because that's when I got my calls.
Yep.
From very influential people, 2:30 in the morning. Crying.
Man, can you just pray for me, dog? Can life really be different, man? And I saw you at the thing, man. You never even picked up the thing. And
Wow.
So in my early 20s, so I was a battle rapper. I started battle rapper when I was 13.
Man got bars.
Then I gave my life to the Lord and then went, you know, you go through that deep phase where everything's a sin. So I was like, rap is sin, right? Yep. And then after 2 years, I came back from above the water and I was like, rap is still dope, right? so I started battling as a Christian rapper. So 97.9 The Beat out here. Back in the days of Super K, Head Crack, and Keynote.
Head Crack was my guy.
All right, so peep game.
Yeah.
They used to have like a freestyle thing on the radio, whatever. You could either call in or go down to the radio station off of 635 over there.
Yep.
In Valley View, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I won 45 days straight. Wow. Murked everybody.
Wow.
Murked everybody. So they were like, we got to hang up the, Super K's. I'm sorry, Head Crack. We got to hang up the proverbial jersey. Anonymous the Great. That was the name I was going off of. Anonymous.
He lives in my neighborhood. I'm going to bring this whole thing up.
Head Crack?
Yes.
Tell Head Crack I said what's up.
I'm going to.
This is gonna freak him out, fam. I promise you it is.
I can't wait.
So then he was like, yo, we have a thing called Monday Night Fights at Caribbean Grill.
Yes.
Yes, bro. Off of Webb Chapel.
I never went, but I always knew about it.
Dude, this is sad that we never.
Dang, I should.
Whatever.
Wow.
This is crazy. So I go to Caribbean Grill.
Yeah.
This dude named C-Pone had been the champion for 6 months or so. And it kind of sucks if you go in and sign up to get into the battle because C-Pone don't have to battle to the end of the night.
Yeah.
So you got to make it through every round, and then he only got to rap against one dude. So he ain't got to go rounds. He on top.
Saving all his good bars.
He's saving everything, and you got to go through like 4 bars to get to the dude. First night, I get to C-Pone, and I body him. Wow. And they were like, we got a new da-da-da-da. And the Holy Spirit had already told me, he said, I want you to go in there and don't tell them who you are until after. He said, just use your gift and then after. So I came in there with confidence. Juliet was standing against the wall, praying in the spirit because she'd been saved since she was 9. and so I won that night. And then, Head Crack was like, yo, you did a great job, da-da-da-da. And, what's your name? Anonymous, blah, blah, blah. We did all that. And then afterwards, not on the mic, but he was like, man, I didn't hear you cuss one time. And I was like, I'm a Christian. And he was like, what?
Wow.
I never told him nothing. Wow. I just let the gift speak. But I'm in that club that night. I don't have a Swisher Sweets. I ain't got no drink. This dude comes up to me. He got like whatever. He got little maybe rum and coke or something like that. He was like, hey, little homie. He was like, man, you was dope, dog. He was like, but I noticed you didn't cuss. I was like, man, I'm a Christian. That dude put that drink behind his back so fast. Off of just me. Hey, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? My grandmama be trying to get me and do it. Pray for me, dog. Hey, pray for I got you, bro. Like, it's all good. Dude, it was like, but I wound up getting so much access with them, so much favor with them.
Yeah.
They just respected me
Yep.
off the artistry, off the craft,
Yep.
and they knew this dude ain't gonna cross the line.
Man.
And this was the thing with Jesus. Jesus could show up at Zacchaeus' house.
Wow.
And why is he around so much corruption? Nobody ever asked the fact, and nobody ever asked the question, how come the corruption didn't get to him?
Man.
So he could invite himself in. Jesus invited himself to Zacchaeus' house.
Yeah.
We ain't even talking about that. We ain't talking about LeBron letting you in. We ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ludacris letting you in.
Right.
We talking about Jesus going, I'm coming to your house.
Right.
And them going, yes, you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm clearing the table and I'm calling all the homies over.
Yeah.
And none of the homies compromise Jesus.
Yeah.
They all get in his presence and go, Zacchaeus is like, man, if I've wronged anybody, you know you have. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna pay 4 times
That's good.
the restitution. Why? Because there's something in Jesus that is attractive to people
Yeah.
that know they're compromising,
Yeah.
that know that I'm running from something, I'm numbing something.
Yeah.
I want what you got, but I'm afraid to step over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you over here and see if
And yes.
I'm gonna see if you look at that booty. Cause I know you saw it, and I did.
Yeah.
But I ain't doing no double
I
take.
ain't doing
You know
no-
what I'm saying? And like Juliet could be 8,000 miles away, and it's like, no, bro. Like you ain't gonna. Oh, dog, I respect you, dog.
Right.
I respect. And then, but you have to be in that environment.
Yep. So they can see it.
The only reason why Nicodemus comes to Jesus at night
Mm,
is because he had been peeping your boy,
that's good.
and he's like, nah, homie.
He
I
the
know
real-
y'all mad, but
He the real thing.
he the real thing. I'm about to go. I don't want to publicly fool with this fool,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna holler at him at night. But peep gang, when does Nicodemus let it be known that he publicly F's with Jesus? I know that's going.
After he dies.
But your life is on the line at that point. You and Joseph of Arimathea go and bring up y'all go get the body, not the disciples, not the women.
That's real.
Nicodemus goes, I don't care what y'all think at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna help bury this dude.
Yeah.
Like so there's a like
That's good.
anybody, I know there's gonna be some people as the basement continues to go. We're gonna have people on, I've told y'all before, we'll have people on here that y'all do not agree with and that y'all don't like, and I'm not gonna tell them to censor who they are here. If they cuss, they cuss. If they can't smoke here. Like you know what I mean? But if
As it should be.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want them to if we're saying it's safer in the basement,
Yeah.
if we're saying it's safe in the basement, then everybody has to feel safe.
That's good.
Not just people that believe like me,
That's good.
agree with me.
Yep.
Everybody I want people to be safe enough, feel safe enough to disagree with me. And they can.
Yeah.
I can learn something. Maybe you can learn something. We can both learn something.
Not afraid of learning.
I'm not afraid of learning, man.
Not afraid of change.
Not afraid of change. Here's a life hack. If anybody needs it, you cannot be curious and offended at the same time.
Dang.
People get offended when they lose their curiosity.
Dang. That's good. You know, what you saying, I lived it all. That's so crazy to me. Like I tried to do it on my own terms and ended up looking just like the world and compromising my position, you know. And that's how I learned.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. Absolutely.
That's how I learned.
And
like,
you learned publicly.
that's the problem. Yes.
You learned
I
publicly.
learned publicly.
Yep.
But the crazy part about it is y'all didn't catch me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't catch me. Like,
You told on yourself.
I told on myself.
You did, Cray. You did, fam.
Y'all never caught me. Y'all
That's
never saw
true.
me smoking, popping mollies, none of
You told us that.
I told you.
That's true, fam. Oh
I
my
told you.
God.
Y'all never caught me.
That's exactly right.
I told on myself, and I didn't have to. I did it so that you could see.
Yeah. The journey that you went on.
Right. And then I learned.
Wow.
I learned on the opposite end of the spectrum that it's much better when you become the type of person that folks want to be around
That's right.
versus like trying to
That's
come
right.
over there.
That's exactly right.
And what's crazy is I remember, I'll never forget it. I'm sitting in people say, yo, man, you did this song with Ty Dolla Sign and da, 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 da. And I'm like, you know, when you get in the studio with him, do you got to like tell him like, hey, man, don't be doing that on my song? I said, never. Because they respect who I am, where I come from, what I'm about.
Yes, sir.
They want to be a part of the song.
Yes, sir.
But they also are like, this is an opportunity for them to go somewhere that they kind of want to go.
Yeah, that's right. They do. They wish they could do it.
Yeah.
They wish they had permission to do it and had the same type of success.
Man.
That's exactly right. I know that's the truth. That's the truth.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, but I learned that lesson late, and I would have saved myself a lot of scars and shrapnel. But it's like you can't go back and change the past. And so the two things I say to anybody who hasn't developed those wounds.
Yep.
Family, you cannot reverse the clock.
Yeah, it's good.
So don't add trauma to your life because you're not going to be able to remove that.
That's really good.
You can't. So don't go in that direction if you haven't.
Yeah.
And if you have, then use it.
Yeah, that's good.
Use it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Don't let it be for nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Honest.
Yeah,
vocal,
for sure. Absolutely.
Because I'm like, well, if I had to be strung out with needles in my neck and I got shot 5 times, and yes, I'm never gonna be the same.
Right. Exactly.
But at least I can use that.
Yeah, for sure.
For the benefit of others in the kingdom.
No, so here's what I hear you saying. What I hear you saying is, I think your caution to us, that your heed my words moment is you saying, don't give yourself unnecessary scars.
That's right. Because they're going to come either way.
Yes. So don't add nothing to it. Yeah. I don't want to be walking around here looking like Killmonger from Black Panther. I don't want that. That did not. I don't care how buff
that wasn't cute.
Michael B is. Like, I don't want a scar for every person all the way down to my. No, that's too many wounds, fam.
You know
that I don't want a scar. That I don't want to have. I don't want to have sexy keloids on my chest. That don't look. That looks bumpy and uncomfortable. I don't want to shower that. That's like looks like a waffle iron. That's crazy. So no, dude. That's bro, man. I'm so inspired by you, man.
Oh no, vice versa. I couldn't wait to be here.
This is like
this is. Yeah, I couldn't wait. I was like, oh man, this is an honor. You know what I mean? I love what's happening, and it's exciting to see because it's happening organically and authentically. And I'm like, I want to see. I'm like, what is the next 6 months gonna look like? It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. So I read this book called The Medici Effect. And the nutshell of the book is that the greatest innovation and creativity happens at the intersectionality of 2 different fields. Right. So it's like you get there's a chef, the writer of the book's name is Franz Johansson, I think. He's Swedish and something else, like African American Swedish, something like that, or something anyway. But he talks about Marcus Samuelsson, who's a chef in New York. But he's Ethiopian born. His parents died of tuberculosis when he was 3. And then he gets adopted by some Swedish, by a Swedish couple. And so, and they're very wealthy. So he gets to like travel the world and he gets into cooking. And so he's 24 years old when the head chef dies. And the owner of the restaurant, Aquavit is the name of the restaurant, takes a chance on this dude and puts him over the kitchen. And it goes from like a 1-star rated restaurant to 3 in like 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And it's because he just started merging Swedish cuisine with French and Chinese and African. And he just started mixing up all these different flavors, and it was hitting people's palate like, oh my God, what is this? And but that creativity wasn't going to come from a person that was just incrementally making changes in the same direction based on 30 years of expertise of just cooking this way.
Yeah.
So when you cross-pollinate, this is what's made you so relevant over 20 years. If you're not afraid of change, then you cross-pollinate. And you cross-pollinate and you like, yo, teach me that cadence. I don't even rap like that. But like that works. How I get that flow down and got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm about to go hit this on this song and I'm gonna switch up the flow midway through this song. And I've listened to every single thing you've picked up and able to bring it back, and you can continue to make something that hits our audio palette in a way that says, I still rock with this dude. Because the time didn't pass him by. Yeah. I know the time passed by on my rap cadence because I'm so Cali. You know what I'm saying? I'm so Cali, and so them beats per minute get too fast. I'm like, my brain don't even know how to. I'm like, don't ask for a verse for me on that song because it ain't gonna happen. But it's a so I feel like 26 years of being in ministry prepared me more to be a podcaster.
Wow.
Than if I had 26 years in broadcast and journalism.
It probably puts you ahead of people because this form of media is not the traditional broadcasting. Like,
that's correct. You know what I'm saying? So I come over here not knowing what podcasting is about.
Yeah.
But I know authenticity.
Yeah.
And I know vulnerability. That's my superpower. I know other people are like, we're going to be transparent. Nah, fool, I did the work.
You really did the work.
You talking about it. I am it.
That's right. I see the matrix lines behind you.
That's exactly right. So it doesn't matter who comes in here, from what walk of life they come in. Within 5 minutes, I'm like, I already know where you are.
Yep.
I get it. Yep. And I can hold space for you. I can, wherever you want to, however you want to talk.
Wow.
You can agree with me. You cannot disagree with me. I'm not going to debate you because I'm going to hold space for you. Every person needs to be seen, heard, and valued exactly where they are. And so you don't do that by debating them. You let them talk. I ain't got to cut nobody off.
I think I got it. Just now, it just hit me a wave of both encouragement and a healthy fear. Like a fear like, Lord, I need to pray for Tim. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Because it's almost like, it's like, oh, you want Paul to go where? Ooh, I'm going to pray for Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh. And man, I just, you in waters that they don't want you in. You in waters they don't want you in, and you saying things they don't want you saying, and you setting people free they don't want freed. And yeah, it's just real obvious to me as I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh, I ain't seen this. Not up close. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen it up close. I've witnessed the like splash of someone else's like, but I haven't seen it up close where it was like, oh, I'm watching this happen. And I'm like, I'm seeing God do something here. And even in the type of folks who are, I mean, again, man, I ain't trying, when you see the work happen and you're like, okay, this is different. Yeah. This is different. Yeah. And it's necessary. So, yeah, man, I'm grateful, but I will be praying.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Just to give you confirmation on what you just said, and I know these guys already felt it. The picture that God gave me was that I was to, like Peter, step off the boat. But I was to stand on the water with Jesus.
That's good.
That I and speak to people in their boats, but not to get in their boat. So the picture in my head, Craze, and I'm standing on the water with Jesus, and as these boats come by, I'm just speaking what I feel like they need to hear based on Jesus,
Wow.
being next to me and just kind of like tell him this,
I just had a picture of Ozark. Y'all seen that show when they be preaching on the boats?
Yeah. Wow. So I'm standing there, And he told me, if you get in the boat with them, you may or may not tell them what I tell you to tell them.
That's good.
Because the proximity, and you may be dependent. Like, or if we're in the same boat, then I might need to depend on you, especially if it ain't my boat, but I'm in your boat. He was like, so just stand on the water with me, and as the boats come by, tell them what I need you to tell them. But I'll take care of you here. There'll be more fish for you to eat, fry, and sell standing on this water than you getting in the boat trying to barter. So
that ain't my word, but I'm taking some of that.
Oh, dude, absolutely. That's for us, right? So that's the first part. The second part is the Holy Spirit did tell me as I stepped into the season that I was gonna that my assignment is to be an apostolic missionary, and I got that from reading Paul, right, about being an apostolic missionary, and Paul was sent to people and to places that Peter was not sent.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can sit down with anybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know that's good. I know depending on who I'm sitting down with, our audience may be uncomfortable with who we sit down with. They may be uncomfortable about what we talk about.
For sure.
But if we don't at least invite them in and let them at least feel like what it's supposed to feel like,
yeah,
then we can't say that we're actually trying to reach people.
Man.
If we're only reaching people that think like us, act like us, believe the same way we believe, and that's the only people we want to have conversations with.
That's so good.
So I'm sitting here going, okay, so me plus Snoop Dogg equals what? I don't know. Let's get him on the show and find out.
Oh, that'd be great.
Me plus Ryan Reynolds equals what? I don't know. Let's get him on the. Like, you know what I mean? Because that Medici effect is go cross-pollinate with somebody that's completely different from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me plus Brother Polite equals what? I don't know. Let's get him on the pod and find out. Love the dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has some strong views. Yeah. They are antithetical to mine.
Right.
But what can we learn from each other?
Right.
If we want to.
What's the conversation going to be?
As opposed to a gotcha moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, thanks for coming on the pod. Tell me what happened when you was sitting down with so-and-so. And you like, oh, this what you wanted this to be?
Right.
Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're going to be a safe place for people. So anyway, bro, I love you, man.
Man.
Dude, this pod is from God.
Oh, man, I'm going to be going back and just.
There are some.
It's too many.
Homie.
I got a lot of retweets.
Buddy.
I got to go scoop
this
all those
clips, this might be 5 days in a row. 9 days in a row. Like, are they still playing clips from Lecrae's podcast? Absolutely. 92 days in a row. Like, it has been, dude, this has been.
They're going to be on mine too.
This has been crazy. Like, dude, my brain is like on fire.
It was so many things that was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? The naked Jesus, the thorns, the covering. I was like, what?
Bruh, my brain is toast.
Yeah.
Bro,
the battle rap, I gotta go back. I'm like, man, I'm calling Head Crack when we done.
Dude, that's going to.
That's wild.
The fact that y'all are, dude, you can't make this up.
That's wild.
You can't
and
even.
I almost went to that. What was the name? Was it like across from Valley View Mall, like in a shopping center area?
So Monday Night Frights was at Caribbean Grill off of Webb Chapel.
That's right.
Yeah. Off of 635 in Webb Chapel.
Man, I almost went so many times, and I just didn't go because I was like, But it was a dude that used to go there. I forgot his name. He was a rapper. He kind of was spiritual. It's a white guy. I can't remember his name, but he was always telling me about it, and I was like, "I'm gonna check it out." It was
a really cool scene back then, bro.
Yeah,
it really was. I mean, those like I always tell people if URL would have been out when I was younger,
yeah,
and like because you don't have to. It's basically like spoken word battles more than it, but like to be unhinged from a beat.
Yeah.
Like, cause sometimes the track they put on, it's like, am I even feeling this one? It's like, I'm ready to spit because my freestyles were like Harry Mack's.
Yeah.
I mean, it was off the dome. This wasn't written material that I memorized and then came out. It was like, I'm using these Christmas trees and you about to get flamed.
Well, we know because you've just done it while we've been sitting here.
So I'm yeah, dude. So anyway, it was a dope scene and bro, I'm grateful for whatever reason as blood cousins. God didn't let us connect until now. I'm not going to be mad at the time we didn't have.
Right.
I'm grateful for the time we have moving forward, bro.
Telling you.
I really am. I'm so proud of you. I love you. I'm honored to call you family.
Yeah, man.
And the best is yet to come. Cause bruh, I want you to be if Jay-Z can be in his 50s, still rapping. I will. If I have to form a petition for you not to retire, because I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I'll tell you this, and I promise I'll shut up. What I love about where you are now is the same place that I love about where Jay-Z is now. You're old enough to look back and say, I shouldn't have done this. Like I think 444 is one of the most important albums in all of hip hop. And I put Restoration with 444.
Wow, that's crazy.
I really do.
That's crazy.
Because you're still relevant enough to put out an album and tell us. It would be different if your last album is where I'm lost and I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's another thing to be all the way on the other side and have resolution and go,
yeah,
I can put a period here now.
That's good. Yeah, that's really
so I don't want you to I know you're a business, there's a whole business side to it and you're a dope businessman as well. And with your label and you're raising up other artists and these artists are amazing, but selfishly, I don't want to lose your voice.
Yeah.
Because to be at your age and stage, you're putting out music that is for my son and for me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My son rocks with it, but then I'm like, yes, sir. We paid our taxes. You know what I'm saying? We bought the house. We had to do like you know when Jay-Z's talking about like you know I bought a piece of art. and it's gonna and it's in and that one piece of art is Blue's inheritance. Yeah. It's like
I needed that.
That's grown man talk. You know what I'm saying?
I needed to see him married. I was like, oh, marriage. That's good. I didn't. Wow, rappers married. We can get married. Okay, you know. Yeah, I agree. I don't plan to retire.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate that.
I'll do plenty other things, but I love making music. It's a lot better now, untethered to my the well-being of my family. Like I don't have to rap for food.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's different.
Right.
That's different.
Right.
And that's what I really feel about. That's why I feel like the Lord told me to stand on water. That my provision was going to come here, so I don't have to depend on a boat.
That's good.
And if I don't have to depend on a boat, you can't shut me up.
You can't shut me up.
You can't censor me.
That's good.
Because the money's in the fish's mouth.
That's right.
And it's right up under my feet.
It's gonna keep coming.
Yes, sir. Bro, I love you.
Love you too, man.
We done. We about to eat some In-N-Out.
Come on.
And we about to chill out. And all right, Basement Dwellers, you guys are amazing. I love you guys. This pod go crazy, fam. It ain't even out yet. Like I'm saying this, but this pod go crazy, fam. Hey, on the intro of this one, put one of Lecrae's songs in it. Or do we need permission to do that?
Nah, man, do your thing. I run the label.
Huh?
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Well, I can send you something like that's not out.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
Okay, that's the hack. If it gets done, it gets done. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's just me being excited. So I'm not thinking about nothing legal. I'm not thinking about. I'm about to mess up all.
No demonetization.
Yeah. I'm about to mess up the whole bag. Talking about yes, my cousin's here. Do it. But anyway, I love you guys. Have a great week. We'll talk. I can't even talk no more. Bye. Peace.